I'm sick of worrying about cops, speed traps, red light cameras, speed cameras, everything that you experience where I live. This is the Uniden R8 top-of-the-line radar detector. I'm going to give you a quick review of this and a quick install in one of my vehicles. Let's go and see, is this really worth the price? Because it isn't cheap. Now, when I mentioned this thing isn't cheap, I mean it. This is the Uniden R8 wireless. It's $799, guys. I had a refund from Amazon that was pretty significant, and I figured I would treat myself, but I've never spent this much on a radar detector. Now, this is the wireless version of the detector. It is extreme long range. So if you're on a back road, you got really good coverage. It is, 360 degree, and it would tell you where the signal is coming from. Is it left? Is it right? Is it behind you? It gives you directional arrows right on the screen. It has GPS built in, which is super awesome, and I'll explain why. It also has Bluetooth built in, and it has red light and speed camera alerts. So, paying a premium, and I'm hoping all those additional features, and this is supposedly one of the top-rated radar detectors on the market. This is what you're going to get in the box. This is the little pouch that the R8 is coming in, that comes inside of the hard shell case. The unit itself is, it's not that big, which is nice. They recommend that you mount this on the windshield. You can put it up high, or you could put it down low. I think it just depends on what you're going for. Plastic. It has the screen here, which is going to give me all the information. A really easy mute button, so I can mute alerts. And then, of course, the actual primary laser guy. I think we call this like the eagle eye or something right here. So you'll notice the power is this, it almost looks like a phone jack or an RJ45 port. And then it has a micro. It has two ports. I don't know what that's all about. You got one over here and one over here, so we'll figure that out. But then it has a micro SD, micro USB cable, because if you do not have a wireless version and it needs a firmware update, the Bluetooth will tell you it needs it, but then you got to hook it up to a computer. So having that is a nice feature, because I'm going to be able to hook it to my home Wi-Fi and install it right over Wi-Fi. This is the USB cable that comes with it. I should not need to use that. And then you get various adapters here that come with it as well. It looks like you have a suction adapter. This looks like a window adapter. And then we have the actual power cable here. So the power cable is going to give you quite a bit of length, plenty of length for where I'm going to put it. That is the input for it. It's going to go right in there. The other one, it cannot fit into, so that must be for some like additional item that you can buy for it. But this one is going to go just like so. And then the actual power cable is pretty lengthy, as you can tell. I mean, this thing would stretch out to 4 feet if you wanted to. Now, I usually hide all of my cables. For this install, I am not going to be hiding it, because I want to be able to have it so I can move it between vehicles. I'm just going to be putting it up on the windshield, but I need to be able to pull this out and move it easily, so I'm not going to hardwire it or do anything like that. Now, a premium detector comes with premium features. This is quite the book. When I was researching this, somebody said, boy, I didn't know I would need another degree to know how to use this. And I think the best response, frankly, was it can absolutely be plug and play, and it can run on features out of the box. If you go into expert mode, which you can configure from your phone when you hook up Bluetooth, you absolutely can get really detailed with ranges and everything. And it has an auto feature, so it would know when you're on the highway versus back roads and kind of adjust between those two settings. I believe it uses GPS and speed to make that determination whether you're city driving or highway driving. So just know, you can technically buy this and plug it in and start using it. And as you want to dabble with more features, you can. I'm just going to plug it in and start using it, and then I'll determine what features, if any, I need to adjust as I begin to use it based on my driving habits. Now, it comes with a few different mounting options. You get this one large suction cup mount for the windshield. I will be using this primarily in this vehicle, and when you push it in, it basically, you're going to see this little button right here. It clasps in, so then you can hit that button and pull it back out. So what I'll probably end up doing is buying multiple mounts, and then I can just push that and slide it out as I need to. This is the primary one I think I'm going to use to put it up on my windshield, but do know it comes with another bracket and two little suction cups in there if you would want to use these. I'm going to keep this in the kit. I'm not going to use this today. So you're going to want to place it in your windshield and kind of determine where you want it. For me, that's going to be my ideal placement. So then I'm going to want to tighten up this little thumb screw on the side so that way the bracket will stay at the angle that I want it. Now I'm just going to take the 12-volt connector and I'm just going to put it in. And then it's going to light up, and it's going into a self-test.
K-band, Ka-band, laser.
There you have it. And you can see this little guy down here also has a mute button and a USB port on it as well. Now, what I'm most interested in doing is connecting this to Bluetooth. You can download something from Uniden called the R8 app, which you can see loading right here. And this app effectively is going to connect to, via Bluetooth, the R8. So as soon as I did that, it found the app. It says, please make sure the detector is in pairing mode. So I'm going to go to menu on the detector. Bluetooth pairing is now on. So put that in Bluetooth pairing and then go to pair in the app. And it should. And it found it. And I'm going to say pair. And it is now pairing, presumably, with the R8. Wow, that was pretty easy. So you can see here the R8 is paired. I can click this little guy up here and it says, please connect your radar with Wi-Fi. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to my Wi-Fi. So I move closer to my house because this does require a 2.4 gigahertz connection. And my most of my Wi-Fi is connecting at 5G, but I have a mesh band and I want to get a little bit closer. So I'm on the wireless. On the actual R8, you can see it has a Bluetooth lit up, meaning my phone's connected, the wireless is flashing, so I know I'm on wireless. And there is an update, so I'm going to say full update. It says do not turn off, and it is going to go ahead and do the update. So that's a super cool feature because I'm not going to have to hook it to a computer. It would just download it via wireless, but keep in mind, your car has got to have a wireless signal for where it's at. Okay, so it downloaded, it said it's complete. Once the update complete shows on the radar screen, please press the power on button on the radar device to complete the update. So that's cool, but really with the app, what else can you do? So we got the Bluetooth connected, we have all of that connected. We can go in here and we can go to settings, and boy, oh boy, you got some settings. So city mode, it's on auto. If you go over, if you go 40 or below, it presumably goes into city mode. If you go higher, it's going to go into highway mode. My speed limit is miles per hour. Band settings, K-band, Ka band. There's all these different settings you can have. I don't even know what some of them are. Like, I have no idea what X-band and MRCD and GATSO are, but they are off. Speed camera alarm is on. Speed camera range is 1,000 feet. Red light camera notification is on. Quiet ride. Volume. I'm going to change my volume level to 5. And then it automatically updates there. Alert level is 8. I mean, you got a lot of functionality that you can change in here. Now, here's the thing, though. When you buy an advanced unit, this is the basic setup. If you're feeling really bold, you click Expert. You get, like, an encyclopedia of things one can do. I mean, look at all these different settings in here. So, it's a lot more in here. You could scroll on for days. But what I'm getting at is, you can change the percentage of it detecting those bands. So you can really refine this and say, you know, I want you to detect this band, you know, at X percentage, and I want you to detect this band. There's even folks that let you download those settings and upload via the app so you can use those settings. Now, I'm not going to be doing any of the expert settings. However, if you wanted to, you could. And if I determined I'm getting a lot of alerts in specific areas, I might tone it down a little bit, but you can just see the boatloads of information you can get. You do not have to configure all of this. You can keep it in basic mode, plug and play, and away you go. So just know, you do not have to get overwhelmed by all of this. You don't have to do all that. But what I want to do is I want to go for a drive. So I'm not expecting to get many hits because I'm just going to go around my little neighborhood and back roads, but we're going to find out if we get any hits. On the highway, I'm definitely excited to see how this detects some of the speed cameras that we have. I do have a fair amount of red light cameras on some of these back roads. So my speed is showing 10 miles per hour. That is, in fact, what I'm going. I should be hitting 20, and it's pretty accurate, right on. My battery voltage, I do like the battery voltage indicator. That's an added bonus. But I don't see any real reason to keep this app open when you're driving. All right. So the good news is I had cheap radar detectors before, and I would drive in areas like this, and it's picking up K-band. I bet you because of the fire station. There's a fire station right here. Now it's saying the K-band is behind me. So it seemed to have picked up that K-band. I don't know what K-band is. You tell me. I'll have to Google it. So not very often am I driving around hoping to run into a speed trap or a new speed camera, but I was hoping to get you some different signals on this video. Getting
Front K-band.
Front K-band right now. And it's weakening. For some reason I got some front K-band. I don't know if that was a car passing me or a cop car or who knows what, but we got to see what this K-band is all about. It's 2 hits so far on K-band. Again, I'm getting K-band.
Front K-band.
Front K-band. Still hitting on that K-band. So it keeps picking up front K-band. I don't know if this like van in front of me is doing something weird or what, but I'm getting a lot of that. That is where these advanced settings come into play, because you can tone it down in terms of like detection level. A K-band hits, then it weakens and it weakens, and it's always in front of me. I don't know, maybe it's this, there's a school I'm coming up on.
Front K-band.
More front K-band. 24.160 gigahertz. Now this is a school zone, but there's no speed cameras here. Okay, so I pulled up K-band. It says it's used by police, but 2.4 gigahertz K-band, 24 gigahertz K-band is frequently triggered by traffic sensors, automated doors, and new vehicles with active cruise control. So, was it picking up K-band on vehicles with active cruise control? Maybe that newer van that was in front of me, who knows? Because K-band is used for many civilian, non-police purposes, these alerts are often false alarms. Many high-end detectors offer K-block or K-notch filters to ignore these non-police frequencies. So I'm doing more research, and a lot of people say that a lot of rural areas still use K-band. And they also say, and some, like this guy in Ohio says, they were using an airplane shooting K-band to give tickets. You see those signs in Virginia. So see, in these advanced settings, the expert mode, you can go to your bands, and my K-band balance is 100%. K-band is on. So yeah, that's all I got. I mean, this is an expensive unit. If it gets you out of one ticket by not letting you drive into a laser trap, it's probably worth it. I was very hesitant to buy this, but you know, it was only a couple $100 of my own money because of this credit. Long story short, you know, I was able to save some cash because of that. But it's a premium radar detector with premium and advanced features. I'm going to drive with it. I'm going to use it in all my vehicles, and I'll let you know how it goes. This is Jason with Jams.net, Cars, DIY Adventures. Thanks for watching. This is a quick video to show how this works. If you want more in-depth videos, there's plenty of them on YouTube with people completely geeking out with the settings. I just want a premium detector that I don't have to overthink, and I think this is going to do it for me. Thanks for watching.